Hello. Pull. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Woohoo!
Our topic for today are random variables and probability distribution. Random variables, a function or a rule whose value is a real number determined by each element in the sample space. For example, we toss a coin 2 times. Let x represent the number of times a head appears. So our sample points are head, 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 tails, tail, head, tail, tails. So our x will be 2, 1, 1, 0. Thus, the possible values of the random variable x are 0, 1, or 2. So we have two types of random variables, the discrete random variables and continuous random variables. The discrete random variables can take a finite or countable number of possible values. For example, the number of steps we tackle from the gate of our school to the room. Then, the continuous random variables can take on any value in given interval. For example, the interval of weights. The normal interval of weights, just like for example 50 to 60 kilos is normal. Then under the 50 kilos is malnourished, underweight. Then the above 60 is overweight or obese or something. So the probability distribution describes the probability of occurrence for the different possible values of a random variable. So we have also two types of probability distribution, discrete probability distribution and continuous probability distribution. The discrete probability distribution, a table or a formula listing all the possible values of a random variable and its corresponding probability. So for example, just like kanina, sa sample points natin, meron na tayong 2, 1, 1, 0 if we toss a coins 2 times. So, ang pagbutang nato ana is the probability that the number of heads is equal to x, which is 1/4, 2/4, and 1/4. So the total will be 4/4 is equal to 1 because if we count if how many zeros the x in the sample space kanina is isa lang, kaya naging 1/4. While that 1, dalawa yung 1 doon sa sample natin kanina, kaya naging 2/4. Also, the 2 is isa lang, which is the head. Then, the continuous probability distribution. It can take any number of decimal places. So, for example, so weights. Not all weights is a whole number, right? So, meron talagang weights na 50.5 kilos, something that have decimal. So, some probability distribution, binomial distribution, and normal probability distribution. Binomial distribution, if a binomial trial can result in a success with probability P, a failure with probability Q is equal to 1 minus P, then the probability distribution of the binomial random variable X, the number of success in an independent trial is B X and P is equal to N takes X, P to the power of X, Q to the power of N minus X. The mean and the variance of the binomial distribution are mean is equal to NP and variance is equal to NPQ. So for example, the probability that a patient recovers from a rare blood disease is 0.4. If 15 randomly chosen people are known to have contracted this disease, what is the probability that exactly 8 survive? So the binomial is equal to 15 takes 8 times 0.4 powered by 8 times 0.6 powered by 15 minus 8. So the answer will be 0.8055 or approximately 0.118056. P at most to survive. So the P is less than are equal to 2. So 0, 1, and 2, right? So 15 takes 0 times 0.4 to the power of 0 times 0.6 times 15 minus 0 plus, again, sa 15 takes 1 and copy the rest. Same as the 2. So if we solve it in the cycle, the 15 takes 0 is the NCR there. So if we automatically input it, the answer will be the 0.027114. Next, C less than 2 survive. Less than. So x is less than 2. So 0 and 1 only. So, same as goes, 15 takes 0 times 0.4 to the power of 0, 0.6 powered by 15 minus 0. Say, copy also the, as usual, the 15 takes 1 times 0.4 to the power of 1, 0.6 to the power of 15 minus 0, and it results as 0.05172. The at least 13 survive. So at least, so meaning our x will be greater or equal to 13, which are 13, 14, and 15. So 15 takes 13 times p times q plus 15 takes 14 as usual times p times q, and also 15 takes 15 times p times q, and the result will be 0.000278 or approximately 0.00279. More than 13 survive. So meaning it is greater than 13. Our x will be 14 and 15. Same as goes, it results as 0.00025. Between 5 and 8 exclusive survive. So between 5 and 8. So 6 and 7 will be our x. So that 15 takes 6, then 15 takes 7 is result as 0.383681. Between 5 and 8 inclusive survive. So meaning it is equal. So it can be 5, 6, 7, 8 our x. So 15 takes 5, 15 takes 6, 15 takes 7, and 15 takes 8 can result of 0.687675. Example 2, from the problem in example 1, how many are expected to survive from the 15 patient? The problem 1 or the example 1, the p there is 0.4, and now our n is 15. So mean is equals to np times 15 times 0.4 is equals to 6. Example 3, find the variance of the binomial distribution having 12 trials and a probability of success as 0.5. So our n will be 12, the p is 0.5, the q is equals to 1 minus p, this is equals to 1 minus 0.5, this is result as 0.5. So the variance formula is n times p times q. So 12 times 0.5 times 0.5 is equals to 3. Normal probability distribution. This is a theoretical probability distribution of a continuous random variable that follows a bell-shaped curve. The formula will be z is equal to x minus mean over standard deviation. Example, the IQ of 600 applicants to a certain college are approximately normally distributed with a mean of 115 and standard deviation of 12. If a student will be selected at random, what is the probability that the student has an IQ? A less than 100. So So our x will be 110. So z less than 110 minus 115 over 12. So it results as negative 0.42. And our answer will be 0.3372. Paano nga ba natin to nahanap? Siyempre, meron tayong z-table. First, hanapin natin yung first digit sa decimal, which is 0.4. And the second digit will be 0.2. That is why ang answer natin ay 0.3372. Greater than 120. So our x is be greater than 120. Z is greater than 120 minus 115 over 12 is result as 0.42. Bakit nga ba tayo nakalagay ng 1? Because the total area under the curve is equal to 1. So 1 minus z less than 0.42. As you can see, walang positive sign sa z-table. Kaya ang gagawin natin ay 1 minus the result of 0.42, which is 0.3372. Kaya tayo nakakonclude ng 0.6628 dito. So 1 minus 0.6628 is 0.3372. Between 110 to 120. So, na-solve na natin yung negative 0.42, which is 0.3372. And our positive 0.42 is 0.6628. So, i-minus na natin yung result ng positive and negative 0.42, which can result of 0.3256. D. How many percent of the student has an IQ lower than 95? So, 95 minus 115 over 12 is negative 1.67. Hanapin na again natin sa z-table kung anong equivalent ito, which is 0.0475. And since we are looking for a percent, 0.0475 times 100 is equals to 4.75%. Therefore, 4.75% of the students have IQs lower than 95. How many of the students has an IQ higher than 100? So, z is greater than 100 minus 115 over 12 is result of negative 1.25. Again, it is greater than. That's why we have 1 in our solution. And also, hanapin na naman natin ang equivalent ng negative 1.26 sa z-table, which can result of 0.1056. So, 1 minus 0.1056 is 0.8944. And according to the question, how many students? So, meaning the result of this will be multiplied by 600, which is the number of the students, is equals to 536.64 or approximately 537. Therefore, 537 students have IQs greater than 100. And that's all for my report. Thank you.